What's up, everybody? It's another fresh out of the theater review of Why We Love Horror. I'm John Maher. That's Aaron Brooks. Aaron, a great evening.
I'm him.
Yes, you're him.
Well, we're reviewing him, actually.
This one?
There we go. That's him. That him.
That's him.
Produced by Jordan Peele. You didn't have it written very big, but it was on the poster, so it still counts. Yeah. Also directed by Justin Tipping, in case that also still matters.
Correct. Is this? I believe this is a directorial debut. I mean, he has some other credits. I don't know if, but they all seem like older. I don't know. Is it?
I mean, he's made a few feature-length debuts. This is my. He's had one movie before this appears, but this is my
fair enough
introduction to him, and most people's introduction.
Not his first movie, but definitely the first movie of like some renown that he's done. Yes. That's fair. That's fair. Mm-hmm. Synopsis. I'll take a crack at it.
Sure.
So, a young man, Cameron Cade, from an early age, was at least brainwashed by his father to believe that he would be the greatest quarterback of all time. Whether or not he wanted to be, left up to interpretation. In the future, after he's had a stellar high school, college career, his hero, Isaiah White of the San Antonio Saviors, is maybe facing retirement. Mm-hmm. Cameron does sustain a traumatic brain injury, so he skips the combine and goes to Isaiah's house for a week-long vision quest, I guess.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much the movie. Is that the week at Isaiah's house?
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, it's not. It explores a lot of themes like that have been explored in other sports movies or other movies about kind of the quest for greatness and sacrificing everything for that. It's not reinventing the wheel with those themes in any way necessarily. I think Tyreek Withers and Marlon Wayans right off the bat are incredible in this movie. I think they are outdoing each other, but not in like a showy way. Throughout this movie, it's like one is topping the other one over and over again, and kind of how far they're willing to go to show the other one which one is him. And it's right. Like, I think that, it is a movie that takes itself pretty seriously, but at the same point, it has a lot of humor wedged in there, and it's just not humor that's going to look directly at you and say, we're joking, laugh, but it's just kind of weaved into the natural drama of the situation. And I really like this movie.
I do too, definitely.
Yeah. And I won't spend a lot of time in the review talking about the discourse overall with the whole Jordan Peele of it all. But, Jordan Peele produced this movie, and that's it. It is what it is. I do think producers matter when they're creatives Jordan Peele, Moorhead and Johnson, we found now with several movies that they haven't directed. And this movie does have that thumbprint of Jordan Peele. And if anything, it's a very small, superficial thumbprint. I'll say that. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it helps the movie. I think it's probably one of the weakest aspects of the movie when it starts to dip into the Jordan Peele-isms with the score, where it becomes fully the Us score almost. It
right.
Didn't need to do that. And if anything, I think it distracted from the movie. And when the movie wasn't doing that, it was more the fever dream music video with, the side of horror. This movie is horror adjacent. That we've done that plenty on this channel. That's okay.
I think it's definitely body horror.
But especially once we get spoilers, I mean, the way that, it ends too. Yeah. But overall, this movie's horror, just for someone going specifically for horror, if it's horror enough, I don't really have that discussion anyways, but it worked for me all the way around.
I'll throw up spoilers when I discuss why I think it's horror. I think this is horror, at least superficially, in the sense that the movie, the title card is when he gets hit in the head. And they never really describe what that's all about that's left up to interpretation. He sustains a head injury.
I like that with a lot of the movie.
The entire movie, his head is basically stapled closed. You see it. So, did it really happen? I don't know. Is this CT? I don't know. Who cares? But if you've been around, or if you are a person that's had a brain injury, or if you've been around people with brain injuries, there's a suspense to the movie of like, should this fucking guy be doing any of this shit? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, he's gonna kill himself. Like that suspense, and I think that's a horror that really hasn't been explored. Maybe there's been movies of people having head injuries. I think what the Descendant was definitely that type of movie, and it's similar, like thematically, I guess, with that.
Yeah,
like there is an sort of untapped field of like traumatic brain injury horror, and him explores the space.
Yeah, especially through the vehicle of football. It's pretty perfect without ever getting like really preachy into like the overall CT of the sport or something, which it didn't need to go into. I also really like that it was 96 minutes long. It left me wanting more, and I think that was good. Like it explains what it needs to explain as well, and it doesn't explain what it doesn't. And for, I think some people that might be a frustration, they're like, oh, like I need to delve more into that and like, make this another like, Jordan Peele like type of movie where it has something that makes it like special and stand above in the genre. And that's not what this is.
Agreed. Yep.
It really isn't. It fits within the psychological horror, sports genre really well. It melds those, situations together. And there's like, I feel like, again, Marlon Wayans, and Tyreek Withers, they really, if they weren't at, the head of this movie, I'm not sure it would have worked as well. Hurry Up Tomorrow was a movie I saw earlier this year, the Weekend movie, that really didn't work with a lot of the fever dream, like very much taking itself serious, like dramatic moments that it was quiet and there was yelling. The crowd that I watched the movie with, even though it was like super fans of The Weeknd because we saw it the day it came out, was like laughing unintentionally at points. No point in this movie was anybody laughing unintentionally. I laughed and you laughed, I think, at a few of the jokes that were actually like weaved in there during the movie well. But like there was no point where like Marlon Wayans is yelling, or even when Tyreek Withers is saying I'm him, like early in the movie he mentions that. Like even that, I was just like in from the very beginning. So this movie was able to get away with a lot for me, I guess.
I just something that we kind of glossed over is like, yes, Marlon Wayans, Tyreek Withers, powerful. There is a core supporting cast that I was very happy to see. Julia Fox kills it.
Playing herself.
Dyes her eyebrows. Yeah, killing it. Tim Heidecker, not in a ton of scenes, but Tim Heidecker, like peak Tim Heidecker. And then Jim Jeffries, like blew me away. Like I was not expecting Jim Jeffries to like be able to pull something like that off, but he did. Jim Jeffries as the chiropractor, trainer, doctor, professional.
Yeah, he's really good in it. I was like, oh, that looks familiar. And then I was like, oh, it's Jim Jeffries. How about that? Maurice Green, former UFC fighter. He's in the movie as like the receiver coach, or like I don't know.
He's like the heavy, right? He's the guy that wakes him up every day.
He also wakes him up, but he also like works like the receiver machine. That when that happens, there's so many parts of the movie. Did this happen or did this not happen? And for normies, that's just going to bother them. But for someone like me, I love it. I don't need it. It doesn't matter.
This movie has like real kind of like the newer wave of like the Omen movies, like because there's like that whole like what is him, like what is it, and like he's being chosen to be like this next like incarnate of like the beast basically. And like you have that, it's like so if you're into like demonic possession movies as well, this kind of fits. You have to hammer that thing into the hole to make it fit, but it more
than fits. And now I'm looking forward to rewatching the movie because I think the occult symbols are throughout the movie, because I thought I noticed them early on, but then I was like,
it's got like Hereditary vibes almost, with the way it goes about doing it.
And it's not trying to go that deep with it, but it's setting like a mystery, and there is some very on the nose foreshadowing that you notice, but there's also the foreshadowing underneath all that. I think that also is kind of existing. And I don't know. I think a lot of people are missing the forest for the trees with the movie from, some of the reviews I'm seeing early on. And
yeah, it's like so over the top that it's like not over the top. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like the team name is the Saviors, and it's the Saviors.
Mhm.
There's a lot of Jesus iconography in the movie and that stuff, but it still works.
Yeah. There's like literally a still shot of like the Last Supper where he's sitting in the middle of the table. Like it's not trying to hide it.
Yeah.
It reminds me kind of like this felt like a Darren Aronofsky movie.
Yeah, I can see that.
And like it really did. Like if Darren Aronofsky took on football, like this would be his kind of a similar type of take. So I really did. I just had a good time with this movie. The soundtrack is really great as well. Gucci Mane making a return to the mainstream. You gotta love that. I haven't heard Burr in years, so that's great. I mean, just tons of bangers throughout. Like I said, the score is one of the weaker aspects just because it does feel like it's kind of pulling on us, particularly, but the conclusion, that final scene where they're, trying to get him to sign the contract, make the deal with the devil to become next great, is just like kind of, it reminds me of like Under the Silver Lake in a lot of ways, with just how like all hell breaks loose.
I called back to Pete Davidson's The Home. It's the same vibe. This is like, well, now you're all gonna fucking die.
Yeah, and I enjoy that. And the blood and the gore looked really good at that point, because so much of the movie, the violence is happening off screen, and it didn't bother me for some reason. Because I think the sound design again is really strong as well. But they do reward you by the end with that gore so satisfyingly with those people. Like with the elite getting his head, decapitated against the goalpost,
which quivers. The quiver of the goalpost is great.
Yeah, exactly. Call back to and so if you're coming to this movie for a lot of football, sorry, there's not a lot of football in here.
There's like 2 or 3 scenes of football,
but it's okay. There's like 7 or 8 hours of football every single Sunday that you can go and watch, so you'll be okay.
Fair enough. So anything we left out here before we get to ratings?
I don't think so.
Fair enough. Let's check this stuff out. I'll go first. Yeah, I think this is really good. This is probably gonna be in my top 10. I know a lot of people are very critical of it, but like I don't get it. Like I don't get the criticisms at all. This is if you saw the trailer, you knew exactly what you were getting. I didn't think I was gonna watch that trailer and I was gonna get a different movie.
Yeah.
It's shot beautifully. Effects are great. The lead performances are great. I don't know what the complaints are. 4.5 out of 5 for me. Aaron?
Yeah. This one's probably going to go up on rewatch, but it's a 4.5 for me as well. It's a lot of my favorite things there. Very early on, with the weird symbolism, and it's just kind of sprinkled throughout to the right amount. I don't feel like, I just don't. I've been looking at the criticism, and some people are very, very smart out there, and I'm proud of them. But I don't think this movie is exactly trying to be smart, and that's okay. But I think it's very good.
I agree. Well, if you made this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Go to the Facebook group at Why We Love Horror and check out our Letterboxd challenge. That'll do it for this episode of Why We Love Horror. I'm JWMaher, and that's Aaron Brooks. We'll see you when we see you next, whatever movie we watch next.